So I actually decided to do law a little late. I knew by 10th grade that I didn't want anything to do with science. So after that, I was looking at both law and economics. So until the 12th grade, I wasn't sure. I had applied to a few colleges, economics in a few colleges, and I was also preparing for entrance tests. So only later, after I started reading, I have a few cousins who are lawyers. So after speaking to them and after doing a little research, then I decided I think law is for me. Like law seems like the right choice. So that's how I decided. I was never, it was never a very clear thing. And it's not that I always wanted to do it, but it was only recently that I decided to do law. Yeah.
So at the end of your 12th grade, you decided?
Yeah, at the end of 12th grade. I mean, just I think a year or two before I joined law school. Yeah. So in the beginning of 12th grade, that's the summer before 12th started. So that's when I started. I started looking at coaching centers, and I got in touch with a few people, few seniors who were already doing law.
Okay.
And so I didn't start properly. I didn't like all in immediately. I just on weekends and things like that.
Okay.
So finally, by November or December of 12th grade, that's when I started properly.
Okay. How long does it take, like, for a person who's pre-decided to do law to prepare for CLAT, like in general?
So the thing about CLAT is it's not like other entrances where you have to learn a lot or mug up a lot of things. It's more about general aptitude that you need to hone. So I think even just a couple of months, 6 or 7 months is enough. Ideally, a year and a half is perfect. But even if it's just a few months, that's all right.
Okay.
So I had pre-boards and boards in the middle.
Yeah.
So while I had exams, I just tried to do a little bit over the weekends. I would say about 3 or 4 hours of the weekends. But during the holidays, then I would do about 2 hours on weekdays and about 6 or 7 hours on the weekends. And until April. In April and May, then I would do about 5 or 6 hours every day. A lot of people will give you different answers for this, and there is no one answer. It depends on you, what you find difficult, what you take longer to solve, and stuff like that. So the patterns actually changed this year. There are about 50 fewer questions than they were for my batch. So what I thought works is that you try to finish off what you find difficult, what you spend too much time on. Say if some people spend too much time on math or the legal reasoning part. Now that legal reasoning is more comprehension based, I would suggest you finish legal reasoning first and then maybe math. So once you're done with the difficult things, doing the easy ones is a breeze, like say English or logic, whatever you're good at. So finish the difficult ones and then go to the ones you're good at. That's what I would suggest. GK, it's a lot of luck also plays a factor on it because any questions can come from anywhere. So what I did was I would recommend this book. It's by Pearson Review. It's a GK book. So that's very good for static GK. You could also look at some Indian ones. I think like Reader's Digest and things like that. And also, so I had applied for the online course of Career Launcher. So they have a weekly magazine called Manthan, where they compile the GK for that week, and that's very, very helpful. Okay. So, and also just, keep in touch with your news, the current affairs, read the newspapers or even online websites. So, and I would suggest the Hindu as a newspaper to read.
Okay. So overall, your CLAT experience, how would you describe it? Like, how was it good? Was it fruitful?
So I think even though, so I'm not into NLU now, I did get into NLU Patna, but I chose to go to Jindal University and they don't take CLAT, they take another exam called the LSAT. Okay. But even though I didn't actually use my CLAT score, I think that CLAT helps in a way that it really develops your aptitude. Not from a legal point of view per se, but when you get into law school, you do a lot of reading.
Okay.
And now, especially with this new pattern, there's so much reading in CLAT. So and it's very, the timing is, there's not enough time, right? So you become quick at it. So I think that helps a lot. And and in general, the GK also helps. I think having good current affairs knowledge is always helpful in MPC.
Okay.
So I think just aptitude building. So there's no interview for national law colleges.
Okay.
So the moment you get your, I think after you finish your CLAT exam, within 2 or 3 days, they give you the answer key.
Okay.
So you can calculate your score by then.
Yeah.
But about 3 weeks later, they rank you. So the rank is what's important.
Yeah.
So the top 2,500 ranks get allotted a national law college.
Okay.
And then this is the first list. So then people do drop out, or some people don't, for various reasons they drop out, and then you get upgraded.
Okay.
So it's just by your CLAT score directly, and that's for the national law colleges. There are some other private institutions that take your CLAT score as well for admission, but I think it differs based on the colleges, their admission process. Well, I don't think it was how I imagined it would be. I wasn't really expecting anything this way, but the difference between a law college and school is that the freedom, of course.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more freedom in college in general, and in law college is even more. So that freedom is a good thing and a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, obviously the good thing is that you're a lot more independent, but the bad thing is that you need to be very self-motivated and dedicated yourself, whether it's submitting your assignments on time or studying or just, going to class.
Mm-hmm.
All of these things have to come from within. No one's going to tell you, you have to submit your assignment tomorrow. This is the deadline. No one's reminding you. And no one's going to force you to get up in the morning and go to class.
Yeah.
So, and things like that. And no one's going to, like how in school, I think for inter-house competitions or extracurriculars, people would come to class or the teachers would tell us. Here you have to go and do everything yourself.
Okay.
So, I mean, it really prepares you for the real world, but also you need to have that dedication. Academically, the thing about law is that there's so much coursework. So it's figuring out they give you huge readings, 50, 60 pages per subject in a week and things like that. It's figuring out what's important, what you actually need, and what is redundant, what's not required for you.
Okay.
And managing your time well, obviously, because there are a lot of other things you can do on campus, and it's good to do other things as well. So balancing academics and sports or music or whatever you're interested in, I think that was a little challenging in the first semester for me, just getting into the whole groove of things. Otherwise, non-academically, like I said, it's difficult that no one's telling you to get up to finish your assignments. You need to do everything yourself. So this is also challenging, especially when we come from schools where, I mean, the teachers are really always there for us. So suddenly you're let out into colleges where you have to do everything yourself. That's a little difficult initially, but it's easy to get used to.
Yes.
Okay. Sisha is here.
Whoa.
Yeah.